Well, around Australia, more than 2 million small businesses open up their doors for operation each day, but it's not always without struggle.
Yeah, as online shopping continues to grow in popularity and with the markets in a slump, it can be difficult to stay afloat. So, with the tips for turning your small business into a big one, business coach and CEO Jamie Cunningham joins us now. Jamie, great to have you on the show. Many small business owners feel like they're just treading water out there. So what are the most common mistakes small business owners are making that are, I guess, holding them back?
Look, probably the biggest one, guys, is it's where they invest their time. And typically they get stuck in the business doing the day-to-day kind of things, rather than sitting back and thinking a little more strategically about investing more time in marketing, understanding and analysing the numbers that drive their business and developing their people. And the other probably big mistake that people make is keeping so much in their head, which really keeps them tied to the business and stuck in the day-to-day, like I said.
I mean, we know that success isn't something that's going to come overnight. Can you talk us through like your key steps for turning a small business into a sustainable one?
Yeah, for sure, and it absolutely doesn't come overnight. It can take a lot of hard work, and I guess starting with the definition of sustainable, it's really about how do you create a business that doesn't make the business owner a slave to it and is financially healthy. And there's really 4 key areas that a business owner needs to look at. The first one is the money. You know, understanding what does it take to truly be profitable? What are your true costs, and how do you get your pricing right? And the other part of money is being proactive on your cash flow. Cash flow is a massive stress point for a lot of business owners. The second part is to have a proactive plan for growth. Like I said, around the marketing, understanding who your real customer is, what problem do you solve for them, and how are you different in the way that you solve that problem, and then have a consistent plan for marketing. So marketing can be a big part. The third key that they've got to look at is understanding how to, like I said, getting things out of their head and having systems that can run the business. And that leads into number 4, which is developing and retaining good people. Now, it's a common stress point for business owners. How do we find good people? And we've got to have systems in place to find people. We've also got to have a vision for the company and some goals that are inspiring and will really attract the hearts of the right sort of people, which sounds a bit soft and fluffy, but it's a really important component in finding great people.
Yeah, and I suppose
there's probably one extra element.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, is finding the right help. Don't try and do it all yourself would be the 5th point there.
Well, Jamie, I'm sorry to interrupt you before, but I guess we're all worried about the fact that, the economy is slowing. We're not spending as much money here in Australia as we should be, so small businesses are suffering. How do businesses, let's say in retail, what do they have to do to get some attention out there so we spend our money on them and don't just go to Amazon or eBay or spend online?
Yeah, look, great point, and it probably comes back to one of my earlier comments around being different in some way. If you're trying to compete and do what Amazon is doing, you're probably not going to do that well, but you've got to have a point of difference, maybe sell something different, do it in a different way. And the other component is to be more proactive in marketing. Sometimes retailers tend to sit back, particularly the smaller businesses, and assume that people are going to come to them. And really, when it's a down market, that's your opportunity to market more. Everyone else is being a bit more defensive, so go out there and focus on growth. Don't focus on the numbers of the economy being down.
I mean, you look at it, if you run your own business, you almost have to be a specialist in marketing, in IT, in business management. We're saying that 9 out of 10 businesses are small businesses. How many of them actually make it?
Look, the numbers aren't great, and there's lots of statistics that fly around. The common one is that 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, and of those, 80% that survive actually fail in the next 5 years. So it's a pretty dire situation when you think about it, which is a bit tragic because it can be a lot different if people are sort of focused on the things I've talked about and perhaps educate themselves a little more before going into business, rather than just sort of thinking, hey, I've got a great idea, let me jump into it and have a go.
All right, Jamie, great to have your company this morning. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, guys.
Well,